Hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience. I think people will keep joining in, so let's begin with today's session. Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us for today's deep dive and FAQ session on the Medical College Incubation Centers program under BFI Innovation Full Stack. On the occasion of National Doctors' Day, we are delighted to have you here with us to explore how the program is accelerating healthcare innovation within the biomedical ecosystem. I am Priyal Mutkal, and I'll be the moderator for today's session. Before we begin, I would like to inform everyone that people who have joined on spot, they can register using the Google form which is pinned in the chat, so that we can keep a record of your participation. Also, this particular meeting is being recorded for future reference. Now, to set the context, BFI Innovation Full Stack is an end-to-end platform that connects ideation, prototyping, validation, market adoption to accelerate clinically validated healthcare innovations. One of the flagship programs under that initiative is the Medical College Incubation Center program, which connects innovators with clinical environments to support development and validation and scaling of healthcare products. In-depth details of the programs will be taken up by our guest speakers, Dr. Shweta Jindal and Dr. Sanchita Chaudhary. To introduce the panel, Dr. Shweta Jindal is the Program Director of Medical College Incubation Centers program. She is a pediatrician and public health leader with over 15 years of experience in advancing women's and child health. She has led large-scale health system strengthening initiatives, driven evidence-based research, and continues to work at the intersection of clinical practice, innovation, and public health to enable equitable healthcare solutions for all. We are also joined with Dr. Sanchita Chaudhary. She is the Program Director of BFI Namaha under the BFI Innovation Full Stack. She brings extensive experience across social innovation, CSR, ecosystem development, startup engagement, and has worked closely with impact-driven enterprises to build collaborative innovation ecosystems. Thank you for joining us today. We are delighted to have you here with us. To begin, I would like to invite Dr. Sanchita Chaudhary to take us through the BFI Innovation Full Stack initiative and the larger vision behind it. Over to you, Dr. Sanchita.
Thank you, Priyal. Good afternoon to everyone, and it's a pleasure to be connected with you online. And as Priyal has set the context, I'm going to take a step back from the Medical College Incubation Center initiative to the origin of BFI and the mandate, vision, and vision, so that we get a complete context of the innovation full stack and what is so critical and important about Medical College Incubation Center program that we want to convey to you and invite you to be a part of it. So to start with, BFI, many of you may know that it is positioned as a catalytic ecosystem enabler, promoting biomedical research and innovation in India. But we did not start like this initially. So our origin, actually, can we move to the next slide? As you see here, you see our founder, Mr. Sandeep Nailwal, who is a blockchain leader, global leader, and has an enterprise which works across blockchain over 90 plus countries and does a lot of great work that you may see in the blockchain community. During the second wave of COVID, Sandeep realized that, India was going through a very difficult time and India needed a lot of support from the Indians, not only in India, but who are abroad. And he actually called out to his fellow blockchain community through a tweet requesting them to donate generously to support the COVID relief work in India. And the response was overwhelming. The response was so overwhelming that we could collect approximately 500 million US dollars, which we immediately started connecting with the ecosystem players in India, the NGOs, the government agencies, to support whatever possible initiatives we could do for bringing relief to the COVID-stricken country and the world at large. Next slide, please. That time we were not BFI, we were Crypto Relief Fund, because essentially it was donation from the crypto community and it was for relief work. So that's when we were Crypto Relief Fund, and you have some statistics on the slide that you see that the amount of funds that we utilized and the kind of activities that we did across the domain, overall geographies in the country, be it ventilators, oxygen concentrators, vaccinations. We engaged in all kind of activities that were being done and tried to support in whatever way we could. Just to give you a glimpse of it, one in every three, syringes that was used for vaccination was supported through BFI donation under the Crypto Relief Fund. So you can understand that we tried to support the best way in each and every possible manner. Next, please. Once COVID was over, because we had a lot of funds still at hand, we had committed to our donors that we would put it to really good use and ensure transparency of the funds as well and report back to them. We started looking at the larger ecosystem, and we took a call that we would make India an innovation powerhouse. Because we had the potential, we had the merit, but we wanted to add value to it. So we wanted to look at, as Priyal mentioned in the beginning, an end-to-end platform we wanted to look at, bringing the relevant players and the expertise together and make it an enabling ecosystem so that innovators and startups can move through it seamlessly. Next slide, please. This is a video that we would like to start with to give you a complete glimpse. This will be followed by, some description about the programs, brief description, and then Dr. Shweta would take you through the specific program that we are having this webinar for. You may please start the video.
India is home to exceptional scientific talent and world-class biomedical research. Across laboratories and research institutions, innovators are developing promising solutions to some of healthcare's most pressing challenges. However, many of these ideas never progress beyond the lab. There is a need for an end-to-end platform that provides product development and prototyping labs, clinician access and validation, regulatory and compliance pathways, mentorship, testing and deployment, commercialization, market access and scale-up. BFI Innovation Full Stack is built to bridge this gap through its programs designed to support every stage of biomedical innovation. BFI Nama helps an innovator transform an idea into a working prototype and a working prototype into a finished medical product through pilot manufacturing, regulatory pathways, and clinical validation. Medical college incubation centers help convert a finished product into a clinically validated product by providing innovator with clinician access, medical mentorship, and guidance through ethics approvals. District Sandbox helps a startup convert a clinically tested product into a field-tested product through pilot deployment, workflow validation, and evidence generation. The Product Promotion Program helps founders convert a field-tested product into a market-ready product through market validation, doctor outreach, and distribution partnerships. So if you are a biomedical innovator at any stage of innovation, whether it is ideation, prototyping, clinical validation, field testing, or product promotion, you can apply to any program within the BFI Innovation Full Stack and take your innovation further. To apply, you need to use the Interconnect app. Download the app, post your project, mention the type of collaboration or support you are looking for, and apply to the BFI Innovation Full Stack program best suited to your needs. If you are building something that can improve healthcare, this is your opportunity to be part of that change. Join the BFI Innovation Full Stack and help build the future of biomedical innovation in India.
Thank you. So what you saw is a glimpse of what we are going to talk about in this webinar, and we are going to divide it into the multiple sub-programs that were just, briefly seen in this video. So I'll go back to where I left before the video, that when we started looking at the biomedical innovation ecosystem, we realized that there are a lot of innovations and pipeline created, but there are no single mechanisms to actually take them the entire length, and they keep falling through different valleys of death at different stages, or we call technology readiness levels in technology parlance when we talk about technologies from lab to market. So we picked up these pipeline technologies, took their feedback, and realized that this is essentially what we need. And then originated the BFI Innovation Full Stack at the beginning of this year. And we launched this program as a flagship initiative in February this year. What you see to the right is essentially what we are going to discuss and what you saw. There are multiple stages where we as BFI provide support through bringing ecosystem partners together as enablers, and the startups can just enter at different stages depending on where they are and move through forward with the support from ecosystem partners, with the expertise that is available with them, and come out with a product which is saleable in the market, and it also sees not only Indian but global platforms. So from ideation, prototype to finished product, which clinical validation, and the final end consumer is reaching the end consumer is what we target or we try to enable through this platform. Can we move to the next one? The first program, sub-program, you may say, under Innovation Full Stack is called NAMAHA. NAMAHA stands for Nailwal MedTech Acceleration Hub. As the name suggests, it's an acceleration hub wherein we are looking at initial innovations at technology readiness level 2, where you have an initial prototype or a proof of concept which can be taken forward. We take them on board in one of the hubs that we have onboarded with support from BFI. And these hubs are essentially centers of expertise in terms of technological expertise, infrastructure expertise, access to clinical regulatory expertise in-house. So this is what we call a hub. So once you're onboarded in a hub, you are able to get access to all this and move through your technology readiness levels. TRL2, maybe it is a prototype, you look at design, you look at iterations on alpha, beta prototypes. Then you look at design for manufacturing because eventually it needs to be manufactured. You look through what is the regulatory pathway look like, preparing regulatory dossiers, how should a clinical protocol look like so that you're ready before you move to that stage. And this hub ends in getting you at least a test license, which enables you to move into the next segment of the program. Next one, please. So we currently have 3 hubs. One of the hubs is at IIT Delhi. ICMR DHR has supported M Pragati facility, which is very rich, one of its kind in the country in infrastructure for developing medical technologies, particularly implants and in vitro diagnostics. And this is one of our hubs. Venture Center Pune on the west front is one of very experienced incubators which have the entire pathway set out for startups is the second hub. In down south across IKP, across Hyderabad and Bangalore, IKP Eden, we have IKP Knowledge Park as the third hub. So these are the hubs that we have under NAMAHA program, and hubs are connected to spokes, and the spokes are where the next segment or next sub-program comes, which is the critical bottleneck or valley of death that innovators fear. And here I would hand it over to Dr. Shweta to take it forward.
Thank you, Dr. Sanchita, and a very warm good afternoon to all of you. Thank you for joining us today to know about BFI and the multiple ways in which BFI, the organization, is supporting the research and innovation ecosystem across the country and also globally. And I thank my colleagues, Priyal and Dr. Sanchita, for setting the context really well for all of you to get familiarized with where we are at. So taking this conversation forward, I would like all of our participants today to give a brief overview of Medical College Incubation Center's program. As Dr. Sanchita mentioned, this is the next rung in the innovation full stack, wherein products in medtech and health tech are proceeded with clinical validation once they've achieved their test license. So essentially, what this program has set out to do is to ensure that the products move from ideas to clinical use by getting access to clinical environments in medical colleges and hospitals, to ensure that the innovators can work with clinicians, as that's a palpable gap which we have seen in the innovation ecosystem, wherein entrepreneurs and researchers often work in a different ecosystem that is separated from the medical institutions. And there aren't enough avenues as of now to interact for both of these subset of people who are extremely important for ideas to be not only validated, but also be sustainable and scalable. So that's one avenue that this program is providing. Understandably, it also helps the products move from prototyping to commercialization readiness. So by getting access to the dedicated infrastructure for prototyping, validation, and clinical trials supported by the mentors in our network and also within the incubation centers that have been set up. They also gain access to different ethics committees and industry networks, which give them a solid grounding in how to ensure that their products are compliant and also equipped with all the approvals as they proceed through the stages of clinical trials. And essentially, it enables having a continuous innovation pipeline by ensuring that the ideas which have been generated and then validated and moved to prototyping also can be tested in a clinical environment with access to real-world patients and also access to clinical expertise through the medical colleges, thereby bridging the translational gap in research. Another essential element which this program has set out to do is to inculcate a culture of research and innovation, particularly in the biomedical field amongst medical college faculty and students. And we are very optimistic that with this program and the incubation centers that BFI has funded to be set up across all our spokes, which I will take you through shortly, the students and faculty, particularly in these institutions and also hopefully in their network, they will get introduced to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and how the world of engineering, biotechnology, and medicine can come together to actually give rise to products which can be helpful for healthcare delivery across India and globally as well. Next slide, please. So as I've mentioned, these are the 4 key objectives of this program. We aim to foster collaboration between innovators and clinicians so that they can work together to co-develop solutions and also improvise solutions which have already been ideated and developed. It provides infrastructure with the support that we provide to medical colleges and institutions. These are fully equipped incubation centers with dedicated workspaces wherein innovators can take their products and work with their teams on their innovations with support from mentorship from the colleges. So it's supporting innovators both externally who apply to the program through Interconnect platform and also the in-house innovations which are generated by the faculty and students within the incubation centers or around the incubation centers. And also it helps accelerate the commercialization of these products because clinical validation is a key gap which many products seek support with. And already we are happy to see that a lot of innovators have been approaching Interconnect with requests for clinical validation through our incubation center program. Next, please. So the hubs that Dr. Sanchita told you about, these hubs are all connected to 7 spokes as of now. And we are very happy to share that these are a good mix of public and private sector institutions, and also they span the geographical span of India. So right from St. John's in the south, St. John's Medical College, which is a reputed institution and also an experienced incubator in the south, and Geetham University in Vizag. We also have Bareilly International University in the north, NIMS University in Jaipur, and NKD Medical College in Mathura, which are in the north, and AIIMS branches like AIIMS Patna and AIIMS Bathinda across east and west. So we have a good mix of east, west, north, and south, and also public and private sector among our spokes. So it's giving a diverse environment for innovators to take their products for clinical validation across these institutions. Next up. Next up, we have a video around the program, which will also help you understand this in better detail. Let's play this, please. for that video. And we really hope that with the information that we have shared so far about NAMA and Medical College Incubation Program, all the innovators amongst our participants today and within your network, they will be encouraged to apply to these programs to take their products to the next level. To complete this conversation, I will just briefly mention about the next runs of the Innovation Full Stack, which are comprised by District Sandbox program, which is essentially the real world public facility testing or testing the public health fit of the products which have traversed the earlier two stages. So essentially, I think for all of you who've worked in or who have an idea of the Indian public health sector, it's quite a distinct environment which has to deal with a lot of contextual variations and also challenges which are comprised by across all the runs of the health systems. So District Sandbox puts all of these biomedical innovations to test in real world situations across the public health facilities, both primary, secondary, and tertiary, so as to understand how these products can fare in terms of their sustainability and scalability when taken to the public sector market. Next, please. So here in the support that BFI provides both the facilities and particularly the innovators is to help them get access to pilot deployments and field testing across public health facilities, to get feedback from doctors and the ecosystem in the public health facilities on feedback, especially from the end users on both sides, providers and consumers of the services. In hospitals where they're deployed, the validation can be done across supply chain and all the supply chain technology and all the other building blocks. And also, like with the other elements of the Innovation Full Stack program, regulatory guidance is also provided through and through. We have already started the program with the state of Jharkhand, with significant endorsement having come to us with from the government of Jharkhand. Let's move to the next slide, please. And last in this stage, but most important, is the product promotion program, which enables market access for healthcare innovations. So all the innovations who are market ready with their licenses and having completed their validations, clinical trials, and feel that now they can scale up to the market, and they need support with that product promotion program, which is let's move to the next slide, please. Which goes by the name of Bharat MedTech Ascent. That program enables scale up of all of these products through early market feedback, category and market creation, and ensuring that the products are marketed in the right segments. Also helping them with doctor outreach and product promotion across our network of facilities, to also enabling distributor access and also tender and business development. Next, please. So that was in a nutshell about all of the aspects of Innovation Full Stack program. I think we now move to the deep dive and FAQ session, Priya.
Before that, thank you, Dr. Shweta and Dr. Sanchita. I would actually, before we move to the next segment, I would like to invite Dr. Sanchita so she can just give one quick recap of the highlights of the entire program, and then we'll proceed to the application and then FAQ session. Thank you.
Thanks, Priyal. Just because we have given you a lot of information overload over the last 15-20 minutes. So a quick recap with the key, features of the Innovation Full Stack and its sub-programs. So if you're an innovator already in our BFI network or outside BFI network, individual innovator or startup who has a technology or an innovation in TRL2, you have an initial prototype or you have a proof of concept and you want to move forward. This is a grant-free, push for your technology development support to you till the end, till you reach the market. So the first step here at TRL2, if you are a person who is at TRL2 and wants to move forward with your product development, you enter NAMAHA program, which is the acceleration hub. And you have, innovator handbooks and other things given on the portal, which Priyal is going to tell you about briefly, how you apply, and you can see which hub your innovation aligns with. And accordingly, you can select in the drop down and put your application forward. If once you get that initial test license, which enables you to actually be testing your solution in patients, in real humans, you move to the second program, which is the Medical College Incubation Center program. Here, you can apply to get the validation, the initial data for your technology, how it fares. And here you apply specifically to this program. Once you are over that phase, you have the initial clinical data, but you still need to see how it performs in real world scenario down ground. As Dr. Shweta mentioned, the real world healthcare scenario in the public health systems, be it PHCs, CHCs, district hospitals, is very different from what when we actually test it in an incubation or in a very controlled environment like a public or a private hospital, which is state of the art. So to get that real data, whether the local medical workers are happy or willing to work with your technology, whether they are able to collect the data, how well it integrates with the workflow of the health innovation ecosystem and the public health information, is what you gain through district sandbox. That is when you enter, when you already have tested that data through the clinical validation in MedTech Incubation Center program. So district sandbox takes care of real world data. Once you have that, you actually are eligible for applying for a manufacturing license, which enables you be a commercial entity selling your product or a technology that is tested across all frontiers. And the product promotion program is essentially for that, the details of which were shown. A couple of points that I want to highlight here is that across any of the programs, there is no IP or equity that is divested by you to BFI or any of the partners which are onboarded as hubs, spokes, or even at the district level. So this is an important information. Your IP and equity stays yours. If you are applying to other grants or working with other partners, that does not hamper the growth here. I think it essentially accelerates the growth, provided there is clarity of understanding between the partner and yourself. Another point that I want to mention here is that this program is essentially for biomedical technologies at this point in time for which it is open. So we are not looking currently at vaccines or therapeutics or biosimilars or even functional foods to a great extent. Primarily, we are currently looking at medtech innovations, which may be implants, diagnostics, and in vitro diagnostics and assistive technology, software as medical devices, software in medical devices, and allied technologies. So I will stop here and hand it over to Priyal to explain you about the process of Interconnect app and how you apply for the program.
Thank you, Dr. Sanchita. I'm sure your crisp highlights will have given everyone a chance to better understand the program and what the program actually offers to the innovators. Now, I would like to take everyone through the application process. It's quite straightforward. Basically, there are 4 steps. Step number 1 being that you have to download the Interconnect app. Any application will go through the Interconnect app. It's available both on Android and iOS. The QR codes for the same are there on the screen. If you want, you can take a screenshot. So yeah, you'll have to download the app. Second is that you have to make a professional profile. Third is that you have to post a project. Now that is a mandatory step because only after you post a project on the feed will it unlock the actual application process for you. So when you post a project, you can just go to the home screen, click on the plus icon. There you go, select post a project. And then when you have to elaborate about what you're working on, what collaboration you're looking for, and your project post is that. Now that the project, your post is live on Interconnect, your applications are open. All the programs under BFI Innovation Full Stack will be open for you to apply for. So you can again go to the plus symbol on the home screen. This is step 4. And now you select the apply. Just 1 minute. Post a project, and then it will be start an application. You select that, and then you select the relevant program for which you wish to apply. And then you'll be asked few questions and asked to upload few documents. Please do so, because incomplete applications will not be considered for evaluation. Also, it's worth mentioning all the data, details, docs you share on Interconnect app are accessible only to the evaluation team. The data is safe with us and will not be given out anywhere else. So that's the simple, straightforward application process. Now I would like for us to move into the FAQ session, the FAQ segment. Also, one important bit is the application deadline for the first cohort of BFI Innovation Full Stack is 31st of July. So yes, that's one thing. Now we can move ahead to the FAQ. Right, so the applications have been open for some time now, and we have repeatedly received few queries over email and on Interconnect about the programs. I would like to take up those frequently asked questions first. And meanwhile, while I'm doing that, please drop any queries you might have in the chat and we will take them up next. Okay. All right. So my first question is for you, Dr. Shweta. One question that we repeatedly receive is who is eligible for the program, who can apply, and at what stage their innovation must be to actually apply for the Medical College Incubation Center program. Over to you.
Thank you, Priyal, and I hope this question answers the query for a lot of innovators who join us today. So any biomedical innovation, any health tech or medtech product which has passed their ideation and prototyping stage and is ready for clinical validation has obtained the test license and has applied on Interconnect and submitted their full project, has all the information ready with them that is needed to apply for the program. They can apply for the Medical College Incubation Center program. Importantly, as Dr. Sanchita mentioned, in terms of technology readiness level, we are generally accepting applications which are past TRL4 stage into the Medical College Incubation Center program.
Okay, thank you. And then again, the next question is again for you, Dr. Shweta. So what sort of support are we looking at? What will the innovators receive after they apply and are selected for the program?
Okay, thanks. So another question that we receive quite often, and once an innovator applies with their product as a project to the program, the application is reviewed by both the BFI internal team and our set of external mentors, and is mapped to an incubation center. Once they are mapped to the incubation center, they are then obviously connected to the incubation center's team. There, they have access to the team wherein there are 2 dedicated support personnel for the incubation center itself, who are full-time resources for this program, and their role is to connect and help connect the innovators to the team of expert committees at the incubation center itself. So in the ecosystem of that medical college and hospital, we've set up expert committees which are comprised by clinicians and researchers at the college itself, whose role essentially is to review these products, give their feedback, and support them through the clinical validation. The other important support that they can anticipate to get is support with the ethical approval. So since many innovators are new to that, and ethical approvals are quite rigorous, especially once clinical access is enabled. So we ensure that every incubation center has access to a dedicated ethics committee, which can review the research proposals or the project proposals and help them develop it sufficiently strongly enough to get approvals to move on to the next stage. And like Dr. Sanchita pointed out earlier, no equity or IP rights are expected to be shared throughout any of these stages.
Okay, thank you. So Dr. Jindal, we have received one query from Ms. Soumya. She is asking if healthcare SaaS developers can apply for the program. So
yeah, I think it depends on the use case, and definitely we have not closed ourselves off to SaaS as projects. And if it is, we would really encourage you to submit your project. And as mentioned, depending on the use case, there is a whole list of criteria that we follow to review applications, wherein this problem statement. So to give you an idea of it, the magnitude of the problem statement, how evidence informed your solution is, and what problem does it exactly set out to solve, and at what scale. These are the elements that inform us in reviewing the applications. And to answer your question shortly, yes, if this is definitely viewed as something that is of utility for patients or healthcare providers, they are open to that application as well.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Shweta. So basically, the eligibility will depend on the problem statement.
Use case.
Science developers working in healthcare, they can definitely apply. Thank you, Ms. Soumya, for asking that question. All right, we are receiving more and more. So there is just one more question that we were repeatedly receiving before. This is for you, Dr. Sanchita. Is that how can an innovator decide which program under BFI Innovation Full Stack is the right fit for their innovation? Because they are confused as to which program they should apply to.
I think it's a very valid question. Some segments we already answered because we talked about technology readiness levels, and innovators, as we understand, should know which technology readiness in the matrix they are at. So if they are at technology readiness level 2, as I mentioned, in proof of concept initial prototype stage, they should apply under NAMAHA till they get the test license wherein they are eligible to, test their solutions with in clinical settings. If they are at technology readiness level 4, or where they need to do the validation or clinical validation, if they are at that stage, they should apply to Medical College Incubation Center program, because that is their need. If they have crossed that level also and they need real world implementation, they should apply to district sandbox. And if they have already got a manufacturing license and they are unable to reach the markets, product promotion is their program. Needless to say, if an innovation enters at NAMAHA, the endeavor of BFI Innovation Full Stack is to take them through across all these programs to market. So depending on the merit of the program, the technology, the innovation, the fit to the market. So irrespective of the fact that you enter at NAMAHA, we don't wean you off at NAMAHA. We will try to integrate you to the Medical College Incubation Center program, which comes next, then to District Sandbox, and then to product promotion. So that is the intent, that you have seamless integration across all programs to reach the market. I hope that answers the question, Priya.
It does. Thank you, Dr. Sanchita. All right, so I think we can move ahead with the queries we are receiving in chat. So there is one. Right. Ms. Deepti is, Dr. Shweta, Ms. Deepti has a query that will there be any direct funding support to the startups who apply for the to the program for the clinical validation studies?
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Deepti, and welcome to the chat. So we don't provide any direct funding support to the startups through the Innovation Full Stack, but as we mentioned during the description of the program, the kind of support that we provide is to offset some of the costs that are borne by startups in all of these things. So by providing them access to dedicated workspaces, mentors, and clinical environments, and also ethical approvals. These are some of the costs that we aim to support the startups with. We do not, since we are a foreign entity and for multiple regulatory and compliance reasons as well, we cannot fund individual research projects, and hence the overarching support that we provide to incubation centers. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, thank you. Next is timeline. So Ms. Sunita is asking about the timeline. So the timeline I already announced for application process for cohort 1, Ms. Sunita, is like 31st July. That's for cohort 1. So you can apply till then for the program. I hope that clears it.
I think they might be wanting to ask the turnaround time. So maybe Dr. Sanchita can take a dig at that.
Okay, Dr. Sanchita, over to you, ma'am.
So if you're talking about the review process and turnaround time, once you apply, I think it would take about a month or so for it to go through 2 steps of evaluation. As you understand, there are 2 stakeholders here. One is at BFI level, as was mentioned, that there is an internal and an external set of experts who will sit and align the program with innovation full stack. Once it clears that step, it will go to the respective center. It may be a hub in Namaha, it may be a spoke in Medical College Incubation Center program, where they will also look at the alignment and probably get a go ahead or a no go, depending on what they can provide. And it may also happen that you may be referred to another medical college which is more aligned to your request, rather than the one that you have applied for. But this all will be in discussion with you throughout the process, so that it is the best fit for your innovation to move forward. So 1 month is what we budget right now, give and take a week or so here and there, depending on the availability of experts and the completeness of information that you have provided within the interconnect, so that there are no iterations to get additional data from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sanchita. I hope that clears your query, Ms. Sunita. Now, next question we have from Mr. Sunil. So he's asking if his medtech product is at the proof of concept stage, and is he eligible to apply for the program? Dr. Sanchita.
Yes, I'll take it. Yes, as I mentioned, if it is around technology readiness level 2, Namaha program is ready to take you in. Please have a look at the innovator handbooks of the 3 Namaha hubs that are there. You will find a TRL, breakdown, and even a checklist of what you need to have there to be able to place yourself in which is the right fit for you, and even look at which of the hubs is best suited for you, depending on the expertise and the infrastructure available there, because all hubs have their own expertise. I would like to add something here, that if you are aligned with and are selected for one of the Nama hubs such as IIT Delhi, and there is an expertise which sits with Venture Center and not at IIT Delhi, somewhere down the line in your journey, this innovation full stack will ensure that you get that service through Venture Center seamlessly. So it's not that you have to separately approach the other center and it becomes a bottleneck, or it stops the journey and delays the process. Thank you.
Like you had mentioned before, it's an end-to-end support for innovators. Right. So thank you for that. Any other queries or questions? Any follow-up questions? I guess there are no more queries, or okay. Dr. Sanchita, Mr. Sunil is asking, after selection, do they get incubated at the hub itself? So we have 3 hubs.
Right. It's a very good question, I would say. Out of the 3 hubs, 2 of them are technology business incubators. You would be required to be incubated, but not at the incubator's terms and conditions required to, give away your equity or IP. It will be along the Namaha hub practices, and therefore you will be required to incubate to the extent that you need to be physically and, mentally available to work with the team there to develop your product. The hubs do not work in isolation, like you submit your prototype and then the hub works for you. You'll have to work with the hub day to day and to understand and take it forward. That's the only requirement of the hub. So incubation per se, in terms of literally, is not something you will be required to do. You can do that if you wish to, independent of the hub, if you feel the need.
Okay. I hope that clears your query, Mr. Sunil. Next, we have a question. Right. Okay. Thank you. We have a question from Mr. Lokesh, Dr. Shweta. He's asking how to decide which incubation, which medical college and incubation center he should probably look at for SaaS projects. And
Okay, and I think the same Mr. Lokesh was also asked, can the founder be present in hybrid mode? So I'll take the first question first, which is, So in order to help you decide, Lokesh, which incubation medical college you select, I mean, we've provided a list of the incubation centers on the platform, Interconnect platform. And there will also be handbooks of these incubation centers, which will give you a brief overview of what the incubation centers can provide you with. So the basic architecture of every incubation center is essentially the same, wherein there is dedicated workspace for each startup, and there is access to the ethical committees and expert committees within the medical colleges. So it is, to answer your question more succinctly, you can choose basis, your preference in terms of either geographies or sector, and also keeping an eye out on. So we would encourage you to go through these institutions independently as well to understand if there are certain specialities or patient throughputs which you would like to focus on. For example, your SAS, if it focuses on a specific clinical area, you might want to check out any incubation center that appeals to you in terms of what their what are the services offered at that incubation center that can help you get faster clinical validation in your area of in the area which your SAS deals with. And to answer your question, if the founder can be present in hybrid mode, I'm not sure what you mean by hybrid mode. If you mean whether they have to be full-time or founder needs to be full-time. So I think we are open to applications which have co-founders, not entirely sole founders. But yes, we do encourage applications wherein founders are giving a significant amount of their time so that they can move through quickly with iterations and the feedback that is received on their projects. And it also does justice to the other projects which are taken up in the program, so that any particular project is not holding up the pipeline for others.
Thank you. Thank you for your question, Mr. Lokesh. Is there any other follow-up question or any new query?
Dr. Sanchita, would you like to add anything to my response to Lokesh's query?
No, I think what you said applies across the other programs, including NAMA as well. We need that commitment to ensure that the innovators is present when the discussion is needed on critical decisions to move forward across TRL levels. So we don't want them to be present morning to evening each day, but then there are critical decisions that need to be taken. For a week they have to be there when the design is being finalized, or when actual data is being generated to look at it and discuss with the clinician maybe. So these things can't be done in a hybrid mode and should not be. I mean, that's a suggestion to the innovators as well, in the interest of the technology and its success. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that, Dr. Sanchita and Dr. Shweta. I hope we have cleared all your queries, and if there are any more, you can always reach out to us on our Interconnect app. So yes, I think we can move ahead. As we move towards the end of today's session, one more reminder: if there were people who joined on spot, please do go fill your details in the Google form, which is available, which is pinned on the top of the chat, so that we have a record of your participation. Now, finally, on behalf of BFI, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Sanchita and Dr. Shweta Jindal for taking the time to share their insights and guide us through the program itself. And a big thank you to everyone who joined us today and participated in the discussion. We look forward to your applications. I hope this session helped you, will help you bring in more informed decisions about where you fit in the BFI Innovation Full Stack program. And yes, we'll be looking forward to your application. Have a wonderful day, and once again, happy Doctors' Day to all. Thank you, everyone.